Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On this show, yet another unboxing for the beginning of 2020 or 2020. Ooh, future. Ooh, we're in the future. I don't see any flying cars though, do you? Hey, we've been conned. I tell you, should be flying cars by now. We've barely got self-driving cars. Bloody film industry's got something to sort it out, Blade Runner. No. Anyway, so, This is very different for the channel, and the reason I got this was, believe it or not, yes, I have my vintage and I like to restore them and things like that, and I've got cars from my past. A big part of the RC for me is crawling as well, which is why I've got my Traxxas TRX4. I don't put too much of it on the channel. There's a few videos on the TRX4. I'll put a link up here so you can go check them out if you haven't seen them already. But another thing is I like to really rag some cars. Now, Tamiya is not the brand to be doing that kind of stuff. This is more sort of the Traxxas, Lossy, those kind of Armour, the big American brands that produce real bashing stuff. And I like to bash as well, but I haven't really put much of it on the channel because I didn't really have any cars that you can do that with, apart from my Traxxas TRX4. And there's a lot of times where I take my Traxxas TRX4 out and about on the beach and out in the woods and things like that, and I just don't really put it on the channel that much. I've got footage of it. I'll put a little bit up here so you can see that I'm running it on the beach and things like that in the summer, and they're cars that I don't really care about. What I mean by that is that yes, you spend a lot of money on them, but I don't care if they get scratched, I don't care if they get dirty or sand in them or they get a bit of rust on them. You strip them down, fix them, and that's what they're designed for. Whereas a lot of the cars I have are old vintage ones that I'm trying to restore and then keep in a perfect condition. But that doesn't mean I don't like bashing. So with that, I picked up one of these. Now, one of the people that I can accredit my channel to is a guy called Kevin Tolbot, who actually doesn't live that far from me. Now, he is an out-and-out basher guy. Now, he's got a huge, massive channel, and while I was looking at getting into YouTube with RC, I wasn't sure whether there was a big enough market for it and things like that, and I found his channel about 1.5 years ago now, and he's got a massive channel, and he's an hilarious guy, and he's really entertaining, and he bashes the living crap out of his stuff. And I'm sure you probably all know him already, but I'll put a link below. And I was looking at one of his videos the other day, and he had one of these. And he was restoring one, and he was really into it and said it was a really good car and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, I checked and there's a good deal because it's just after Christmas. So I thought, well, if I'm going to get into some kind of bashing, this one looked to be about the kind of price point that I wanted. But some of his cars and some of his rigs are really, really expensive. You've got your X-Maxes, 1,000 odd quid up and all this kind of thing. And I didn't really want to spend that kind of money. I spent quite a lot on my Traxxas TRX4. And he was restoring one of these, and he's mentioned on his channel that you can buy rolling chassis and stuff like that. So I had a check, and sure enough, this was on there on the internet. And what I liked about this is it's a rolling chassis where you have to paint the body, put all the electronics in it and things like that, so it made the price a lot lower. So it's actually really reasonable. Also, most of my cars are 1/10 scale, where this is a 1/8 I think it is, which is kind of nice because I haven't got any other cars that big, and if you're going to do bashing, you kind of want a slightly bigger truck. So that's why I got this. So I thought it kind of suits my channel, as in I still have to build it, still have to paint it and things like that, but then the plan is to just go out and bash the living daylights out of it, as well as put some footage on my channel of a little bit of running bashing, because a lot of people always want me to do more running videos, whereas doing a lot of running videos for the old vintage stuff is actually quite difficult because they break constantly and then they're very expensive, whereas this kind of stuff is much more designed to be bashed the crap out of, and then you just let me turn it around. So I picked this up the other day. There we go. Tell you what, I'll be happy when I've got a bigger room for my studio. maybe next year. So here we go, HBVSE. Now this is not a new buggy, it's been out for a while, so I'm not exactly new to the party, but I thought it would be cool, and it was a really good price because you basically supply all the stuff yourself. And it just so happens that I've got a, oh, where is it? Oh, that's a really good, where is it? What have I done with it? Oh, I'm not sure what I've done with it. I've got a really fast brushless motor and powerful electronic speed controller, which is perfect for this car. So that was another reason that I got a Hobbywing. When I first started getting back into this, I picked up brushless, and I didn't know anything about brushless at all. And I picked up a, I forget which one it was, a bonkersly powerful one, and I put it in this 1/10 car, the Neo Scorcher, and it was insane. Really, it should be in this. So I had that sitting around because I took it out because it was too bonkers. So I thought, well, I've got a really good motor and a good electronic speed controller. This would be perfect. So what have we got? Massive wings, huge tyres. No, the other tyres are underneath. A body which I thought was brilliant. It's already cut out as far as I know. Now you can get two versions of this. You can get the petrol one and the electric one. Obviously I wanted the electric one, so the body has got like cutouts for when you want to do it for petrol, but I can paint that up. I do have to cut it out? No, I don't think so. I think it is just how it is. So yeah, all I've got to do is paint it. And there should be some decals around somewhere. Stay. Oh. So there we go. God, it's a bit of a monster. To put it into context, that's my cat XLS. Maybe you can see that. Doesn't really show up on the, but it's a bit of a beast. Whole different animal, this. So yeah, oh my god, it's so heavy. It's got a metal underside, and there's loads of mods for this. Look at the size of the shocks. Oh my word. To put it into context, there's a there's a, can you see that? That's a Tamiya high cap. And that's a real one. My god. So yeah, it's a bit of a monster. Also, there's quite a bit of upgrading you can do for this. So that's the plan, is basically to bash the living daylights out of it and then upgrade it and have some fun. Take it to the skate park and blast it around down in the forest and things like that. Not far from me. Oh, the tyres, they're massive. What else do you get? So there's your tyres. Have a look. Monstrous wing. And what do I get? Just some instructions and a few bits and pieces to get a pinion gear and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. On the next installment of this car, I'll get all the electronics in it, we'll paint the body up, and then we will blast the living daylights out of it. And then we'll see if we can break it, and then I'll upgrade it again. Anyway, thanks very much. Just a quick short, oh my god, just a quick short one. It's gonna be funny. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye. Wow, that's a monster.